Live, quick mic check. Instant, I need you to say words.
Words.
Perfect. All right.
Was that really perfect? I tried
Yes.
my hardest. I was like trying to give it 110% for
Oh,
that.
you were trying to peek my mic, huh? You trying to fuck up my audio?
Oh, maybe a little bit. That would be pretty funny.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the whole 2.5 people that are here at the moment, welcome to one of our episodes of Let's Chat. And today we're doing something a little bit different, because of shit going on everywhere else. We haven't really gotten back from an event or festival or anything like that to really discuss, but I decided I haven't really done one of these in a while, so I decided to invite one of my good Twitch buddies, Instant. Instant, would you like to say hi?
Hi, my name is Instant. You
Now,
guys may have seen me around before. I'm just hanging out with Pip today, and I'm gonna be talking.
Instant,
It's gonna be
I
good.
was gonna ask, and some people, I mean, if they don't, I really don't think they watch either of our channels. Who are you, and what do you do?
Who am I? That's a good question. I'm an Australian guy who plays Monster Hunter World, but the way I got into Monster Hunter World, very strange. Because I'm not sure if you know, but Monster Hunter World's not popular in Australia. It's not like something you will accidentally run into, you know?
You know, it's kind of like low key popular, I feel like, on the East Coast in the US at the very least right now. But it's interesting to hear you say that, like, it's pretty much so, like, I guess you would say that, like, if you went out in public in Australia, you might find like one person out of, like, how many would you say? Have you ever bumped into somebody in the wild in Australia that has genuinely actually been like hardcore Monster Hunter fan?
Never. I've never met anyone who likes Monster Hunter World in Australia that I haven't met on Twitch first.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if like I've never seen anyone who's just like, oh, you're into Monster Hunter World, like, because I'll be talking about it. No one's ever. They're just like, what's Monster Hunter World? Is that like Call of Duty? Like, are we talking? Are we talking Forza? Like, what kind of game are you talking about? I don't understand. It's like, is that WoW? You know. So yeah, no one really knows what Monster Hunter World is, but yeah, I was just.
So, quick
Monster
sidebar:
Hunter
if
World
you're
is
in
big.
Australia and you like Monster Hunter, you need to hit Instant up because he's getting rather
Yeah.
lonely.
Yeah, we can hang out. I need someone to chat Monster Hunter World with. Well, off stream. Oh gosh.
Aside from me popping into his channel at like 5 o'clock in the morning here in the East Coast and going, "Hey bud, what's up?" I'm like half asleep, but we can still talk for 30 seconds before I black out.
Yeah, I get that with so many streamers because I like hanging out in some streamers, right, in their stream. And when they come to my stream, they're like, "Hey man, it's like 4 a.m., but hi." It's like, okay, hi. And then, all of a sudden it's just like face palm and keyboard.
Right. I think there's a few times where I woke up to your chat box and like just a bunch of gibberish, like, ready to send in it, and I'm like, "Oh fuck! All right, missed another instant stream. All right, next time." So, how
Yeah, it's
long
very,
have you
very
been?
strange.
How long have you been playing Monster Hunter for?
Ever since it was released on console. So Monster Hunter World. Yeah, because I didn't know anything. I didn't even know Monster Hunter World existed before a guy came in my chat. I'm not sure if you know who Dokajin is.
Yes.
Yeah. He came into my chat one day and he was bugging me. He was bugging the shit out of me to play this game called Monster Hunter World. And I'm like, no, it's not happening. I'm not going out. I'm not going to buy a console to play Monster Hunter World. It's not going to happen. And then he donated a console, right? He basically donated a console, and I'm just
Oh
like,
Jesus.
I was like, okay, we'll give it one shot. We'll give it one try. I have no promises. I'll try it once just because you're absolutely crazy, right?
And here we are.
And yeah, it was really fun. It was a lot of fun.
Now,
so yeah, that's actually.
I'm not gonna go ask you to fire up that console, but if you were to put an estimate on how many hours of Monster Hunter World on that console exist right now.
On the console, it would have been right up till PC release, nearly every single day. So I'm guessing nowhere near the same as PC, but I'll probably guess about 600 to 700 hours of Monster Hunter World. And that's pretty much the only game I've played on console.
Oh wow.
So I pretty much started because the last console I had before that one was like a PS2.
Oh
You know?
jeez.
Yeah, I think the first Grand Theft Auto, and then before that I was playing Crash Bandicoot.
Oh man.
Spyro.
But you can get those on
All
PC now
these
too, so
you can, yeah.
we live
Um,
in a crazy world, man.
but yeah,
So
it's
wait, you had a
insane.
PS2 and you didn't hear the first like the Monster Hunter?
No, no, never. Because like when I had a PS2, it was more like I didn't have any money to buy games. I
Mm.
had like maybe one or two games which is like needed for speed, and then I might get one as a present. There was no
Right.
browsing for games type scenario.
Oh, good old Need for Speed.
Need for Speed was a lot of hours of my childhood.
Especially when Underground came out. Oh my god.
Underground was the best.
Spend 3 hours building a car and then you're like, I'm being told I need to go to bed. I'll drive it tomorrow. It's funny we're talking about consoles because I literally have been like cleaning out my attic periodically.
Yeah.
And I just found my PS3 just sitting in a box, and I was like, I thought I sold this. Okay.
Wow, look how big it is. Look how shiny it is. It's so glossy.
Oh, it's so freaking scratched to high hell because I'd come home and I'd put like my school books on top of it and shit. They're like Mom, I'm not playing my PlayStation. I'm doing schoolwork. Meanwhile, my PlayStation's crying for air. I'm like, please help.
Do you have any other kind of consoles, like an Xbox or something like that?
Well, I have.
Or is it just PlayStation?
I have my Switch here.
Oh, love the Switch. Best console.
So,
what's your favorite game on the Switch?
Generations Ultimate.
Of course. Of course.
I actually own and have touched very little games on my Switch. Like I played the NES and the Super NES classic package they have on there. No, for anybody watching, no, I don't play Animal Crossing. I don't have Animal Crossing, and I do not intend to. I love you guys to death, but no, stop asking.
You don't want to catch them tarantulas?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I don't. It's just not my kind of game. I understand that it's a good game. I see why it's a good game. I would rather invest that time into my botanical garden and world. Or, I don't know, working on this support meta series, which, by the way, you can check out in my videos. Shameless self-plug.
I was visiting people's rooms yesterday on stream.
Nice.
How you can like join people's rooms, and it made me realize that I don't put enough effort into my room. I just selected all the same theme because I'm like, oh, that looks nice. But then if I go into other people's rooms, they have all these fancy things I didn't even know existed because they bought the DLCs, and they have like all these monsters, and they have their mole collection. They have all the moles there, and I'm just like.
Meanwhile, you walk in Instant's room and his moles are like in the fireplace, just dead.
I have one mole, and I'm just like, yeah, he's lonely,
All of his fish outside are just floating.
Yeah, I forget to feed them. It's not good.
I mean, if it's any consolation to you, I went into my room, I put my old meta heavy bowgun set up on a mannequin, put my dodo statue up, and then filled my room with duffel penguins, and I said, I never need to change this, so I'm leaving, and I understand that this is perfect.
Man, I recently had my dual blades. You know the event that came out yesterday?
Yeah.
Would have been. Yeah, with the fish dual blades.
Yeah.
I spent all day slapping monsters with those fish dual blades. It was amazing. So, like, I do take care of my fish, but then I turn them into weapons and I slap monsters with them.
Well, you're just saying that, hey, look, I loved you for so long that I don't want you to leave me, so I will use you in battle now that you have served your purpose as a house pet.
Does that make me like a taxidermist or something? I don't want to be a taxidermist. There's some weird stuff that they make. Have you seen like those dogs that are like been taxidermied and they're not actually alive, but they're there and they kind of look alive, but they don't move? That kind of creeps me out.
Yeah. I'm a fan of partial taxidermy, so like you mount a deer head on the wall and stuff like that. But to have a whole animal like that, I mean, my uncle used to have an actual full-size grizzly bear in his living room. So if you broke into his house, you'd be greeted with a friggin' 2-ton animal. Just, hi, hello, how are you?
See, I don't understand bears because we don't have big bears in Australia, right? Yeah, people are just like, oh, Australia's dangerous. No, we don't have bears. You guys have bears. They eat people. They destroy people. They kill people. And you're just like, Australia's dangerous. We don't have bears. All right.
Okay, but
Bears are
you guys
terrifying.
have critters this freaking big that'll murder an entire family in an evening.
Yeah, fair enough. All right.
But then, and you guys have spiders that are the size of a small sedan, basically, that just hang out in your garage, and they're absolutely harmless. So you guys are totally back asswards.
Yeah, I don't like spiders.
Freaking, I love spiders. The first time I ever saw a huntsman spider, I'm like, yo, those things are actually kind of cool, and like they're so docile, like they just spook easy.
Yeah, if I see a huntsman, yeah, I'm flamethrower. I'm not going anywhere near that. I'm all about, hey, you don't bother me, I don't bother you. You know, we're good. But a huntsman, oh no,
we're good. You just stay in the other county, all right?
Yeah. There's some sort of law that if you see a huntsman in my house, the huntsman now owns that house and I have to move. It's just, it is what it is. If it's in the bedroom, I guess they get a free bed too. I'm not going in there.
Oh my god. So note to self, guys, if you want a free house, just bring a spider over to Instant Play. So, now you had mentioned that somebody came into your stream and introduced you to Monster Hunter. What were you streaming before Monster Hunter?
At that time, it was Warframe. You know, the free MMO. It's like space age, kind of like hack and slash kind of game. It's just endless
Grindfest
waves
ninjas.
of enemies.
Grindfest ninjas with guns.
Exactly, space ninjas.
Yeah, guys,
that's what I was playing for a while.
Guys, basically, we can just think Space Monster Hunter. Only everything explodes in like 50 seconds, and you look like you're playing DDR on your keyboard when you play it.
Exactly. I found out what a noise gate was on my microphone playing Warframe.
Perfect.
Yeah, all the click clacking. I had a mechanical keyboard. I bought a mechanical keyboard when I played Warframe, and I was just like, "Oh my god, it sounds horrible. It sounds like, you know, it's just
Warframe's one of those
noise."
like you get one of them squishy membrane or scissor switch keyboards just for that. I don't know how people play it on the Switch.
Before Monster. Sorry?
I don't know how people play it on the Switch.
Wait, you can play Warframe? Oh yeah, that's right. It was released on the Switch, eh?
Yeah.
I'm
like, yo, Joy-Cons are like $80. I ain't doing that.
You gotta get that drift, you know, on that left
stick
joystick.
Drift. That's why I went and got one of these. I was just like, all right, Pro controller, I don't care. I'll use my Joy-Cons when I bring my Switch with me somewhere.
Exactly.
Which like never happens.
That's great. But yeah, mainly I used to stream variety.
Okay. So Warframe wasn't your main game, or was it?
At that time, it was, because I was addicted to it. You know when you find a game and you're just like, you continually want to progress in that game.
People in my chat will know for sure, but I don't know anything about that. No. Goes back to when I first started streaming, where it was a different game every freaking day for 8 months, and then I was like, Monster Hunter World on PC. Nothing else matters anymore.
That's pretty much where I'm at. It was variety. I used to swap games every couple of months.
Okay.
Before Warframe, I was playing Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. It was good.
Now, what got you into streaming in the first place?
It was kind of like I wasn't planning on it. You know, I'm not sure how many people go into streaming being like, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, you know, for like a long time. But I just thought, you know, basically you want to hear the true story that no one knows.
That's kind of why we're here.
I don't tell many people this story because it's petty, right? It's super petty. I used to live in a house with like 4 other guys, right?
Okay.
It was like a big house full of dudes. Anyway, one of the dudes was streaming. He was a streamer, right? And that piqued my interest. You know, I was like, oh yeah, that's pretty good. Oh, he's talking to people. Oh, that's pretty good. Wish I had friends. You know, that's awesome. Yeah, I was just like, I was asking him about it. I'm like, do you reckon I could do it? And he just straight up comes up to me. He's like, no. I'm just
wow,
like,
what a dick.
Oh, okay.
Hey, if that guy is watching, you, man.
he's just like, no, requires something you don't have. And I'm just like, all right, fair enough, you know. fucking penis. But that's all right. It's fine. It's whatever. You know. So yeah, one day I'm just like, you know what?
We're not gonna
I'm gonna
name any names
stream.
here. We're just that guy.
His name's Steven. Fuck you, Steven. No, anyway. So yeah, I started streaming. The first game I streamed was League of Legends, right? Because I was really into League of Legends.
I'm sorry.
I was a big fan. I was a big fan, right, of League of Legends. I was playing on a very high competitive level, right?
Who was your main at the time?
My main it's a jungle mid. You had to like kind of like flex, but the main was Zed, right?
Okay.
Zed mid was like the way to go.
I mean, I played Kale season 3 and Udyr in the jungle, so.
Anyway, so yeah, I was playing, and that's where my name comes from. Instant, right? Is because that's what my name was on League of Legends.
Okay.
Was Instant.
Now, where did it come from on League though? It was just something that popped in your noodle, or?
It was just something because I'm obsessed with instantly killing people.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's pretty much what it comes to. Like, because yeah, I made it when the server was first released, so you could choose pretty much any name. You get whatever name you want, right? It's, you know, it's not going to come up with this name is invalid because the server just opened. So yeah, I chose Instant, and yeah, ever since then I was just like, people have been calling me Instant, so I'm just like, oh, I'll make my Twitch channel. It was called Instant on Twitch when I first made my Twitch channel, right? And yeah, my first stream was League of Legends, which was interesting. I got to say, the community for League of Legends is a different community than Monster Hunter World, that's for sure. It was not exactly friendly, right? So after a while, I then swapped games, but yeah.
It's their version of friendly. They're just trying to give you helpful advice and tell you why you suck at everything, including life.
Exactly. It was exactly like my roommate, but in chat. Right?
Yeah. It's Steve, but times like 40.
But I'm heckin' petty, right? So I decided to keep streaming because the one thing I wanted to do, one thing my roommate kept talking about was how he kept him and maintained like 5 viewers, and that was like the thing, right? Is that you had to maintain these numbers, and that proved how good you were as a streamer, right? This is what he would brag about all the time, and I'm just like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna beat his numbers. It took me a long time, and I totally forgot about it in the process. But at the time, that's why I continued to stream, to try and beat my roommate, because he told me I couldn't do it. So that's what kind of got me into streaming. And then I kind of, you pick up the benefits when you continue streaming, you meet cool people, and that kind of takes over, and the rest just kind of fade in the background.
All the pettiness kind of goes away.
Yeah, you forget the reason why you start, but you continue streaming so you can continue talking to the people that are there,
Nice. Now, in that time, when you were just fresh, say like, day 1 to like 8 months in, what would you say was one of your biggest hurdles to overcome in streaming?
Probably myself, 100%, because I just believe the more you stream, the faster you grow. So I actually streamed for 365 days in a row from when I started streaming until I took my first break, right? I streamed for 1 year entirely, every single day.
I mean, props to you, dude, but damn.
Yeah, that caused me a lot of mental heartache. But yeah, that was a big hurdle for me personally. I didn't it got me partner, at the end, but at the cost of like severe mental issues of, obsessing over numbers and stuff like that. So yeah, that was probably the biggest hurdle. Everything else was kind of just,
Yeah, a quick sidebar. Instant is the second partnered streamer ever on an episode of Let's Chat, and the first partner to ever have a sit down one-on-one with me, as like more of an interview style as opposed to us talking about an event we co-attended. But Instant and I actually did attend an event at the same time, although we never got to actually meet up, and that was TwitchCon and you guys watched the Let's Talk About TwitchCon episode. Well, most of you did. So Instant, tell me about your experience at TwitchCon a little bit.
Man, I slept so much. I like when I didn't realize how bad it would be going to America. I didn't realize how bad the flights would be. I don't know what it was. I think it was like 17 hours of like flying
Sounds
to
about right, yeah.
to TwitchCon. And then I was like so awake. So I was tired majority through every single day. I was like, oh man, I want to go to bed. I want to go to bed. I just want to eat and go to bed. So yeah, I pretty much did that. I ate so much food when I was in America.
Oh yeah,
And
I saw on
then-
your Twitter at the time. It was yeah, just plate after plate. And I'm like, y'all gonna make him die from food.
it was delicious. And by the time I actually got to TwitchCon, I was like full. I was stuffed. But yeah, so I was very lackluster with meeting with a lot of people. I think I only met with, I'd say, like 10 people max, and they did a lot to meet up with me. You know what I mean? They really took the effort in. I think the main people I spent most of the time with was it was probably like Jitsu, obviously Doku,
Yeah.
because I was staying at Doku's house. A couple of streamers you might not know of, like J Sweets. I hang out with Katan.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if you know Katan.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, Dark Ruffy, just like a whole bunch of like people in my community made the effort to come out to Doku's house where he lived, and then we hung out. You know what I mean? And then at TwitchCon, that's where I met with other streamers. You know, like Jitsu Cups. I'm sure.
Jitsu, if you're watching, hi.
Yeah, Jitsu was all right. I went to karaoke with Jitsu. It was very. I think he was drunk 24/7 while he was at Twitch. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure he's either drunk or dealing with a hangover the entire time.
Cough, Festa, cough, cough.
But yeah, I remember getting very drunk that night on karaoke, and then yeah, I didn't. It's the first time I had soju.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and I was like, wow, this stuff is like really light. It's not doing anything, right? So I just kept enjoying it because it tasted good. And then all of a sudden,
And all of a sudden the fuse goes off.
all of a sudden, I'm for some reason in the back of Doku's house on a beach chair at nighttime, ranting about something or other.
If anybody has a clip of that rant, we need it. I'm just gonna put it right here in the corner.
But yeah,
so
it was rough.
now, was that your first time in America, or?
Yeah, it was. I had to get everything sorted for it. I had to get to my passport, and I had issues with the passport because I wasn't an Australian citizen. Apparently, some forms weren't filled out properly.
Oh boy!
So
that was
yeah,
a
I had
whole
to wait,
ordeal for you.
Yeah, it took months to get resolved, and I was worried about not making it to TwitchCon at all. You know, so but yeah, first time to America, and it was an experience. It's very different. Yeah, very different to what's portrayed on the news and stuff. So.
Gotcha. Now, so what would you say was the biggest culture shock for you coming to America?
The biggest culture shock? Oh man. I'm not 100% sure. I guess that it wasn't very different and it felt very segmented, I guess. Like the groups of people, I feel like lines, you know? I felt like people were separating each other based on shit I didn't understand. But I don't know much about that. But yeah, it's very similar to normal culture because in Australia, all we get is like bad news. You know, we get that. We only get the bad news about America, so it wasn't too bad. I didn't get wounded by a gun wound, which was great.
I don't know why every other country decides to just say like, hey, the second you get off a plane in America, look out for machine gun fire. Like
exactly. And it didn't help that Doku picked me up and he's like, don't get shot or whatever. You know, it's like, it doesn't help when an American kind of jokes about it because you're just like, oh, I'm going to get shot.
It's so common for us. Like we honestly can't help it. Like I used to live in a state that allowed me to carry a gun on me on a regular basis for work, for protection. And so we would always joke around about it at work. And then I'd go someplace that doesn't permit carry, and I even mention it, and people are like, what? So America's a little weird because there's tiny little microcosms of people that are just so outside of like the general know of how majority of the the rest of the country works. So they're just not like, I have a feeling that if I took you to my side of the US on the East Coast, you would bump into a lot more people and a lot more, you know, situations that are very similar to your neck of the woods. Because I've personally been to Sydney visiting a few of my old World of Warcraft buddies, and it was very similar to like suburbs around here in terms of like the general people you meet.
Same. Oh, another thing is tipping. That's a thing that is very
there's no tipping in Australia? I didn't know that.
No, there's no tipping. You don't tip anyone in Australia. If you tip someone, it's just kind of like, what? You're giving me money for free? You know, it's just like. So in America, yeah, it was weird because like tipping is such a big part of the bill. You know.
It's so, and then like in Japan, it's actually like an insult. Like, what do you mean? I make enough money to do this for a living. That's why I work here. Why are you insulting me?
So yeah, it's very different. But yeah, in the terms of that, Australia and America, they're very similar in a lot of ways. So there's not many cultural differences.
Now, had you done any kind of like Twitch meetups in Australia prior to TwitchCon, or so this was even like your first like interacting with like internet buddies too in person?
Yeah,
that's cool, man.
Exactly. It was an experience to actually hang out with people that I've just been like, I just text online. You know what I mean?
Well, like, you talk to them, they text you.
Yeah, you know what the funniest thing is? When you call somebody by their stream name in front of like someone who doesn't know about that. So like in front of their parents or something, right? Like if you say like, you know, hi Catan, but their parents are just like, wait, who the fuck is Catan?
Right?
You know? It's
like,
just like,
who are you?
It's like an inside type thing.
Is my son Batman?
It's interesting.
See, I kind of have an interesting little kind of caveat to that though, because my Twitch handle, Mr. Pip Darty, is literally my nickname that I've had since high school. So,
well, that's useful.
So I did not talk a whole lot because I was kind of the fat, chubby nerd in high school. So I was like, I'm just going to sit over here with my magic cards and my PSP, and everybody leave me the fuck alone, please. And in English class, Tom, if you're watching, I still thank you to this day for giving it to me. This kid Tom sat in front of me and got so triggered by the fact that I was the only person in class that would not say a single word that he turned around and said, I don't give a shit who you actually are. Your name is Pip from now on, because we were reading Great Expectations, and it came to that part in the book where they announced that the character's name is Pip, and he goes, that's it. That's what this guy's name is. Fuck it. I don't care who he actually is. He doesn't talk when we try to talk to him, so that's his name. And it is stuck ever since.
Wow, what a weird thing to stick. Now it's like carried throughout, you know, your life. How did you get started streaming?
So I got started streaming by actually watching Justin TV back in the day.
Wow, old school streaming.
Yep, I was really kind of just tired of watching TV, and I was like, I need something that's more, you know, related to shit that I do on a regular basis. So I went on my computer. Of course, the internet back then was shite. So I was like, all right, I'm browsing around, just trying to find stuff, waiting like 10,000 years for a video to load on some random Newgrounds page. And I was like, where am I gonna go to find like gaming content? Because G4 Tech TV at the time was like turning into a wannabe MTV. So I was like, all right, I'm done with this channel. And I found Justin TV, and I watched. I think it was actually Josh OG at the time. And a couple of other creators that aren't really around anymore. And I was just like, this is where I'm gonna hang out. And I was like, damn, that'd be really cool to like play video games like all day, every day, and be like this personality without having to deal with like the bullshit cable TV contracts and like just do your own thing. So that kind of got put on the back pedal because I went to college and I was like, I'm gonna live as an artist in Philadelphia. And a year and a half later, I'm like, holy shit, nobody wants to buy paintings from a random hippie on the side of the road to pay my rent, and I'm living on top of a Chinese restaurant eating dumplings every damn day in exchange for mopping a floor. So, Grandma Ling, if you're watching, thank you ever so fucking much for making sure I wasn't a homeless student. This
Wow.
little old lady would literally just say, like, you know what? Don't worry about rent. You come down when you're hungry. I'm going to feed you so that you don't die in my property. And here's this bag of food. I need you to take it down South Street and deliver it to these people over here. And we're even.
She just doesn't want to deal. She doesn't want to make the call, you know.
Right.
Oh, there's this strange smell coming. I don't know what it is, you know. Wow. I have another question. I know you're the one like wanting to ask questions. But
No.
I
This
have
is totally a
questions.
back and forth. This is just us shooting the shit instant.
I'm curious because I've never asked anyone this, but like, what were other people's impressions of you when you started streaming, like in real life? Have you ever told anyone that you're a streamer? And what were their reaction? What was their reaction to it?
So back then, it was just kind of like I'm not really going, like, at the time, my friends were actually the ones that convinced me to start streaming about 2 years ago now. Because
Oh,
they were
that's
like,
pretty good.
you always talked about this. Shout out to my manager slash best friend slash used to be babysitter, which I'll touch on that too. Dracoling, if you're watching, thank you. Because he literally, I was like, yeah, you know, this streaming thing's pretty cool. And I'd watch like big card game streamers like Brian Kibler and a bunch of other people. And he was like, why the fuck haven't you started this? Like, you play all of these card games, you do nothing but talk about them. You have this boisterous personality now that we finally took you out of your awkward, I don't say a word to anybody shell. This guy used to actually basically work at a video game shop that was right down the street from my high school. I would go there. I'd play Smash Bros. I'd attend Soul Calibur and Halo tournaments, and I would play Friday Night Magic there. And then one day, a senior in my class was there playing Smash and realized that I would just kind of like casually sit off to the side if there was a bunch of people playing Smash and just not even ask for a turn. And eventually he threw a controller at me and said, you're that guy that plays Yoshi. I want to kick your ass because I hate Yoshi. And I was like,
I understand that feeling.
Okay,
Yoshi is Satan.
Okay. And then finally this kid Josh that I was his duo partner for Halo events because he was too competitive for most of his friends to want to compete with him. So he was like, I'm gonna take the quiet kid. Because he's dead sick with a freaking shotty. I want him. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this, whatever. And we'd do okay most of the time. And then finally one day he started playing Magic and he sat down at the table and I was his opponent and I was like being super mousy and like internal voice, like talking to him in the middle of the match. Finally he says, fuck it. I'm getting this kid out of his shell. So him and who's now my best friend Andre stand up, slam their hand on the table and go, who the fuck are you? And I was like, well, hi, I'm Jeremy, also known as Pip. And everybody was just like, he does talk. Because I was so like cornered that I felt like my fight or flight reflexes kicked in. And I just went like super aggro mode and I said it back at him like, bitch, you should know who the fuck I am. And I took that, like that moment in my life is kind of the encapsulation of how I carry myself from here moving forward, where it's like, if you have to ask me who I am, oh, you're gonna know afterwards. Like, I'm going to present myself so forward and in your face that you will know for the rest of your life who I am.
Okay, that's very interesting. You know, you have like a personality that's, you know, how it's been developed very strongly. You know, it's interesting. Because I don't have that same, you know, perfect story. I don't know how I've evolved over time. I've just forgotten about it.
I mean, in a way, that's kind of interesting at the same time because, um, admittedly so, I kind of slacked off on my editing for the morning, leading up to this podcast because I went back on some of your old videos on Twitch and some of your old clips just to try to get a little glimpse on before I came around the channel and started hanging out with you. And I was like, okay, okay. And
You telling me I didn't delete them?
yeah, I mean, there's some
Oh,
older
damn.
clips still up there, buddy,
Hmm.
from back like 2018.
Wow.
Sadly,
Wow,
the
yeah, I
chat's
need to
not
delete
there,
all of
so I
them.
I couldn't base anything off of that. But you, in some ways, haven't changed. Like, there's a core to you that has stuck around in your streaming career, and I see that. And honestly, you're one of the few content creators that I genuinely, both as a friend and as a fellow content creator, just kind of look up to. Not in a sense that like I want to emulate that guy and have his community. It's a I want to take the charisma and just the boisterous, I'm having fun and all of you know I'm having fun and y'all are having fun with me. That whole mentality, like if you've never been to an instant stream before, guys, it doesn't matter if you were there for 5 minutes or for 5 months. Instant treats you like
That's
you've
true,
been
yeah.
here this entire time. Like when I came into his channel and raided him for the first time, it was like I had known this guy my entire life, to the point that my dumbass self was like, have I fucking raided this guy before? Like when I was only able to stream Hearthstone, I was like, did I just randomly raid this guy and just forget? Because I didn't know anybody, so I just went in the directory and just picked some person at random. And then I checked my analytics. Nope, never been in this guy's community a day in my life. All right. And this guy's just cool shit. And then seeing some people from my community come back to me after a raid and go like, yo, you should hunt with this guy. He's like cool. Like, you guys will get along great. And I'm like, I'm usually half asleep by the time he's awake. We'll try
Yeah,
to
I
make
feel
something
that.
happen, and here we are. This is kind of
Yeah,
this is kind of
yeah.
fan service to a bunch of people that keep nagging me about it. I see you in chat, but we'll talk later. But
Do you know what your niche is on streaming?
um, what exactly do you mean by that?
Do you know, if you were to describe why someone should watch your channel in less than 10 words, do you know what that is yet?
So I don't personally agree with what I'm about to say, but I've been told it by a
Okay.
general majority of the community, to the point that I would have to say that it is at least partially true, or I wouldn't have a community.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that's that no matter what you're interested in, I try to be fairly all inclusive, unless you're just a blatant dick.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
you and I have this conversation kind of frequently about the whole having other people in Discord with you like while you're streaming, and you've
Oh
actually
yeah, I had
you've
a
actually helped me
combo about
quite
that.
a
Yeah.
bit on that, and I've actually taken some of your tips. And matter of fact, we did a co-stream just yesterday actually with Blue Suit and my buddy Comrade, who's just getting back into streaming, and Blue Suit, who's been streaming for a
Hmm.
while. And I said, you know what, I haven't talked to Blue Suit since he moved to the US. I haven't really interacted with him too much. I just want this to be a catch up with him. And I personally always have at least one moderator in Discord with me if I can while I'm streaming, because it allows for instant response. They're not waiting for
Hmm.
a stream delay if they have one from me. I tend to stream with a fairly low delay now, thankfully. But so I had Comrade, who was also streaming and moderating my channel while I was doing so for his, and Blue stood in there, and I just told everybody else, I said, hey, look, you can hunt with us, that's great, but this is just kind of like a little collaborative event between the three of us. You can go into one of the other voice chats and talk amongst yourselves if you'd like, but this channel is going to remain locked for right now till we're kind of done this collaborative event. And it went great. So
Hmm.
you definitely gave me some good pointers there on like managing expectations of my community when people come in and things are a little bit different. And then occasionally, for me personally, like at least the people that are in my hunting party, since I mainly play support, just letting people know like, hey, you've got a pixel of HP, but don't worry, the lid's popped on that mega potion. I got you, fam. Like so I still have that interaction with the people that are actively in a hunt with me. Or for those of you that know, Tekken Tuesday is a big shit show of like 8 to 13 or so people, and that's just kind of our night to just no holds barred, just everybody shooting the shit, hooting and hollering over each other. It's like being with the guys at the bar. Like, it's loud, it's rowdy, people are beating the shit out of each other. It's just that night. Like, it's that night for us to get rowdy on Twitch, and then the rest of the week is more refined, more coordinated efforts, a little bit more professional. But before, I used to just let everybody into my Discord because, like you were saying before, like, it's easier to let like just let people in. But then you brought a very valid point up that it takes away from the streamer. It takes the attention away from the streamer, and also distances somebody that is just lurking or viewing from me as a content creator. And I kind of realized in and of myself that I had really been kind of doing it because I was self-conscious of my own content that I could produce and put out there. And you just kind of windmill slapped that shit in my face, and I was like, fuck you, instant.
Yeah, well, I've been there, so I know the feels. It's the content, it just comes so easily when you have all these people to bounce off.
Right, and that's kind of one of the reasons why it's taken a while for me to like kind of approach you with the idea of this podcast, is because I've been more so kind of establishing my own content as well, because I don't just want to be known as the guy that interviews other Twitch streamers kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, I didn't want this to be more of like an interview. I wanted this to be a, you and me don't get to interact very often, but we are pretty tight knit in terms of fellow content creators in the same, genre. So this is kind of a chance for us to really publicly pick each other's brains, and for other people to be entertained by what we, would have to say to each other should we happen to sit down in the same room, no holds barred, gloves off, say whatever you want. So fuck you, instant.
That's all right.
No, but fuck you in a good way, because it was more like damn, he's speaking some truth here, and I was denying it. So thank you.
Yeah. I didn't know for a long time until I started watching a lot of streams. I watched a lot of streams of my friends' streams, and I'm a lurker kind of guy, so that's something you pick up as a guy, because people in your community, they're going to enjoy that. They're going to enjoy many people talking because they can participate. But if they're like a lurker, like I am in a lot of streams, I'm there for one reason, and that's because I clicked on their name because I want to see them,
right?
And I feel like when I watch someone and they have like, a bunch of people in Discord, I'm only getting like 20% of what I thought I was going to get,
Yeah.
And it's always going to be them sacrificing some part of their personality to bounce off with each other and stuff like that. I see that with a lot of streamers.
So don't really come by on Tuesdays.
As I said, it's great for the community, but for lurkers, it's kind of like a little barrier,
Yeah, and that's one of the biggest things that I've really kind of learned from you, is to really kind of how to put more of myself out there instead of just putting on a show for somebody. Like when I was just a Hearthstone streamer, streaming from a very shitty computer, because that's all I had at the time. I really just put on a show, is what it was. I tried to be loud and obnoxious and really just like over the top, because I felt like that's what I had to be to be seen outside of these bigger creators. And I had done that for eons, it seemed like 9 months or so, and then TwitchCon came up, and then I was just like, I have to go to this. Like this, I feel like this is going to be very good for me. I went, I foolishly invested in a Go XLR, having not even like, I just barely hit affiliate, and I'm like, I'm gonna buy this and my stream's gonna be amazing. I didn't even have an XLR mic at the time. I ordered my XLR mic. What? I ordered my XLR mic on the plane ride, on my flight back home over the plane's Wi-Fi.
So you bought a Go XLR, which isn't cheap. It's not a cheap piece of hardware.
At the time, my Go XLR
Before
cost
you
more
had
than my
an XLR.
computer.
Oh my gosh, that's great. That's fantastic. Yeah, I was looking at Go XLR last week actually.
100% worth it, dude. It simplifies
Yeah,
your
it's
audio
amazing.
by 1,000. And since you're a dual PC streamer, you fucking love it.
Yeah, and you know what the problem is? Australia, the economy's in trash. It's about worth half of what it was a couple of months ago. So the Go XLR used to cost about 400, 500 Australian. Now it's like 900 to 1,000 Australian to get, which is ridiculous.
Yeah,
So,
that's kind of absurd.
Yeah, so that's gonna have to wait. But oh, it looks so good, and I've already researched everything about it. I'm just like, get me in there. I just mechanical buttons. Oh, anyway.
Motorized slide. For me, it was the motorized sliders and the fact that I had physical buttons outside of my PC to manage my audio. Before I was using like voice meter banana and shit, and I was just like, I don't understand these virtual audio cables and all this black magic bullshit. I just know my computer doesn't like it.
I live there, man. I live there. Voice meter. I always. I have like 6 different virtual cables. I manage my audio. It's very advanced.
When you're running so much background shit because you don't have physical hardware that your computer is crashing on Hearthstone. Which Hearthstone will run smoothly on a Galaxy S2. Like, it's bad.
That's tough, man. That's tough. I used to watch a Hearthstone streamer. His name was Endless Legacy.
Okay.
And yeah, it's definitely not my type of game. But you know, if you have a personality and if you kind of learn about people, it's a good game to talk to people with.
And that was one of the reasons why I'd kept it on the channel and up until actually just like almost about a month and a half ago. But for me, the card game streams, which I mean, we're gonna introduce back into the roster a little bit because I mean, a lot of our community is card gamers. Like a lot of us play Magic, a lot of us play Hearthstone. I got a lot of people in the community into Hearthstone or into Magic. Especially with Magic having the Magic Arena client now, which is a proper new age, not built in 1989 client to play the game on, and has a fairly robust free-to-play model. I was like, guys, this would like they announced that at TwitchCon that it was going into beta, and I was like, oh my god, this was my first TwitchCon, not the one you and I went to. That is, and I was like, oh my god, guys, this is so big for my channel. We're gonna do all these card game streams, blah blah blah. And so I started, streaming both Magic and Hearthstone, broadening my audience. But then I kind of realized that, like, for me at least, I get very into the deep technical aspects of discussing a game, like like discussing a card game like that. For Monster Hunter and stuff like that, I can boil it down pretty far and get it to a pretty widely acceptable speech. Card games, you might as well be looking at a theoretical physics equation when I'm speaking about card games half the time, because I will just go on a tangent.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to kind of cut this out for a little bit and do some more widely, generically entertaining content. And I just wanted to play more Monster Hunter after I got back from Festa. I was like, this community is so amazing. I want to bring more of these people in to meet with the awesome people I've already cultivated over the past 2 years. And it's like me being more involved in the Monster Hunter community is getting, gave me the chance to do this with you. And I was just like, all right, I'm a Monster Hunter streamer. Fuck it.
Yeah, the community is a huge part on why I continue with Monster Hunter World, because I don't really care what I stream, because I used to care a lot about what I used to stream until I became more invested in streaming than gaming. Before I was invested a lot into gaming, but now I'm invested more into streaming because like my hobbies have shifted from gaming to streaming. It's kind of weird because you think they're like one in the same.
Oh no, absolutely not.
Different aspects. Yeah,
gaming is like way down here on the list of like priority of interest for content creators in general. I won't even say just streamers, but content creators, whether it's YouTube, even if I know people that literally just do video game reviews on Instagram. Like,
yeah,
I'm
whatever
like,
your hobby is.
How?
Whatever it gets it.
But that was the other thing that's one of my talking points that I have over here that I actually wanted to bring up. You are the only partnered streamer I know that has just flat out openly said streaming is my hobby.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Because I have a job, you know. Streaming is definitely my hobby. Gaming is no longer my hobby. Gaming used to be my hobby. I love games. Everyone knows. Like most of us grew up gaming
Yeah, all of us want to
because
be
it's
all of us
fantastic.
just want to go back to
It's
being kids
amazing.
again. It's a nice escape from, the day to day.
Exactly.
And we're both
Perfect.
IT guys, so we both kind of, deal with a lot
Hmm.
of shit, and we're just kind of like, I just
Oh,
want to
yeah.
not look at another ticket ever
Exactly.
again.
Exactly. But like after like a year and a half, I realized that I'm actually doing this for the streaming aspect anymore, not so much the gaming aspect, because on my days off, I only touch gaming on like maybe like one day of the weekend, where before I used to game every single day, you know? So yeah, now that streaming's become my main focus, it's my hobby. It's what I do because I have a full-time job.
Now, would you say that you being in the IT industry like myself, genuinely helped you get started into streaming and continue improving your stream? Or would you say you had to learn a completely different toolkit and kind of teach yourself a lot of things along the way?
I think it helps, but I think it's a very, very slight offset because I think you need to have the want to improve your stream. I've met some incredibly intelligent people who have the ability to do amazing things and creative things, but they don't apply it to their stream because they think their stream is perfect the way it is. So you have to have that want to always improve. And with the technical background, it makes it a lot easier to say, hey, instead of, oh, that's not possible, a lot of people would just be like, oh, he won't do that because that's not possible. When you have an IT problem solving background, it's not possible is not kind of a word. It's just like you
Right.
have to kind of figure out how can we achieve that or something like that. So that's what I've always applied to my stream. If I ever think I'm like, man, I want to sink like the Titanic, I'm gonna make that happen. So now I have a channel point redemption where someone can claim it and it'll automatically sync my camera like the Titanic while
Yeah,
playing the
I
Titanic song.
actually saw the clip of you saying like, "Oh, this is what it's like to sink in Australia." This is- I'll put it
So
at the end of the video for you guys that are
oh
watching.
gosh.
Go back and watch it on watch this episode on YouTube afterwards, and I'll have the clip at the end. It is I was literally laughing my ass off for like 5 minutes straight. I'm not even joking.
And then I have another one who's just like, it makes me tiny, it shrinks me down, but then it also has like a pitch offset. So it increases my voice to make it higher. It's just like, I want to do this because I don't know anyone else that has it. And the thing is, when you have an IT background, I think that helps with the realization that everything's possible. You just got to figure out how to do it.
It's a matter of
So I
how to
think,
order the ones and
yeah,
zeros.
yeah, I think in that way, IT has helped. Um, but yeah, you just need to know that your stream now, it can always be better. If you think your stream is perfect now, then you have to be happy with everything else around it. If
Yeah.
you want more viewers, if you want more stuff, then you might have to make a couple of changes. But yeah. Yeah, some people just are very happy with their current stream. I'm probably never happy. I'm always like, something can always be improved, even if it's like a slight tweak to the audio that makes it just a little bit better,
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah,
But yeah.
my stream manager Dracoling, I drive him nuts. He's also my audio engineer who helped me pick out this microphone and told me the Go XLR was a good idea, like it was a good piece of equipment. He was like, "Yeah, down the road." And I was like, "No, fuck, if you're saying this is good, I'm buying this now." Cuz this guy over here is telling me he can only pre-order another 50 units for the weekend and I'm getting it. Cuz
Man,
it seemed like this product like when I was talking to the guys at TC Helicon, it seemed like this was just going to be like a one-off thing. So I was like, streaming's not that big. I mean, yes, we're in an event that's got like 3,000 people in it, but people flew in from all over the world. So I'm like, if this is only like a couple thousand people from the entire planet, this company's going to go tits up once all of these
mm-hmm.
sell out. So I was like, I'm fucking, and I'm never going to have to, I'm never going to be able to get one of these. I'm going to stuck be using like a 16 channel big fucking mixer type deal, and I'm gonna have too many buttons to deal with. I'm not about that. This is easy.
Yeah, the Go XLR is an amazing product. Yeah, I
And
don't think I've known anyone who has anything bad to say about it. So
now they got the mini, so I'm like, oh
oh
shit.
yeah, the tiny version. Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
that.
I kind of
Doesn't
want to
come with the
scoop one up
buttons.
just cause I don't need 4 extra audio channels, but it's little.
Do you know what a Stream Deck is?
Yes.
Yeah, I have a big one and a tiny one. And
Yeah.
I use the big one, the big Stream Deck, for like nearly everything, and the tiny one is just for voices, just for tiny little voices.
Yeah, I've been using the Stream Deck app on my phone,
Mm-hmm.
and that has been sufficient so far, but I also have like 4 pages of buttons. So I'm like, oh, hurry up. I'm missing my comedic timing here.
Oh man.
What would you say is the biggest thing you've learned about yourself in the time you've been streaming?
Oof, that's a big question.
We
Like
only
character
ask big
development
questions
type
here,
shit.
Instant.
I've learnt that my personality isn't always set in stone. Like if you're an introvert, it doesn't mean that you're going to be an introvert for the rest of your life, you know? Certain things can change. You can practice to be more outgoing and stuff like that. And I feel like my feelings about it have changed. I used to enjoy staying in playing games all the time, you know? I was like that kind of guy. I'm just like, I enjoy hanging out with friends, maybe sometimes, but only on voice chat. Otherwise, I'm at home playing games. But now I'm more open to it. So I think something I've learned about myself is that I can change, and it's just a matter of just continually practicing something, and then that can be your lifestyle from there on, you know? Very similar style to like fake it till you make it type deal.
Oh yeah. I feel like a lot of content creation is fake it till you make it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with that. Because some people, if you're just a boring person yourself, you know, that's just because you're not boring. It's just that you haven't tried to be entertaining. I think everyone can be entertaining.
Oh, Instant hitting hard with the responses here. God damn.
I'm just saying, just don't be boring. You know, everyone out there that thinks they're boring, that's because they haven't applied themselves yet.
Now,
that's what I think.
Damn, that's actually really sad. I hope you guys are taking notes, by the way, because there's gonna be a pop quiz after the stream. But if you were to go back to like week 1, like end of week 1 of you streaming every single day, and just rip up younger Instant and say, do this, don't do this, what would you say to just getting started into streaming Instant?
The biggest, yeah, I'd probably if I was to speak to myself, I'd probably tell myself to fix my lighting, because that's
oh, you had absolutely horrible lighting too.
Yeah, you just get your shit together. Come on. It's not that hard. It's like $20 of lights. Come on. I'd probably tell myself like the things that I found to be the keys of success for my channel, you know? So I probably would have told myself not to look at any numbers at the time, because that was the biggest issue that came to like a full mental like kind of breakdown after a year, right? Because after I got partner, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna quit streaming, you know? Because
oh really?
Streaming's
that was your like, yeah, I made it, I'm done.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, oh, I achieved all my goals. What's next? Oh, nothing. Oh, okay. So and then I was just like,
yeah, I was to cut into that for a moment. What? So if that was your thought process the second you got that partnership and that check mark, so did you actually stop, like take a short break at least, and then came back to streaming, or did you just keep doing it?
I took a short break because streaming like 6 hours every single day, and obsessing over numbers was having a big mental issue. I was like not performing at work, you know, the rest of my life was like falling apart at the time, you know?
Yeah, because it sounds to me almost like you, like most other people that were like actually starting to get bigger numbers and get a little bit more success on Twitch. You start almost putting your self-worth behind 3 numbers on a screen.
Exactly.
Your current viewers, your concurrent viewers, and your number of subscribers, and it gets to you. It really does.
Oh, it does.
Even for
Yeah.
a smaller channel like myself, I mean, some people that are watching right now have seen me literally have a mental breakdown. Like, I'm not good enough, guys. I'm gonna keep streaming because this is my way to hang out with you guys, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sorry I couldn't make it and do this full time, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Streaming for me, for to start with, was a whole thing of I used to work a lot of nights and graveyard shifts outside of school. So this was my way to touch base with my friends that could just pop in for like a half hour and hang out with me without us having to coordinate something. And
That's
it
pretty good.
evolved into me making new friends. And even, I mean, the first, after I hit affiliate, I met up with my buddy DJ Arrow, who, if you're watching this, still love you, boo. Friggin' him and I would literally stream together every single day, like 5-6
I
days a
had that.
week. It was co-stream, and fortunately, I mean, we're still tight knit. I treat that guy like my brother. He actually came to New Jersey for work, and literally almost every other day I'm hanging out with this guy. He came over to my house. He met my mom, my cat, pretty much the whole family, and I was just like, damn. It's as soon as I picked the guy from the airport, it was just like, oh, hey, he's my bro. He's in my truck. Cool.
You want to hear a story?
Yes.
Because something related to that. Um, back when I started playing Monster Hunty World, all right, I met up with this other streamer. We were roughly about the same size, I'd say like 10-ish viewers, right? When I first started streaming Monster Hunter World. And we'd stream every single day together. Very similar to your story, Every single day we would start stream, we would, be like, oh, you ready? It's like, oh yeah, we're totally ready. Okay, let's do this. Another good day, another good day streaming. Because I was streaming every single day, he was pretty much my buddy every single day. And then we started to like grow differently, right? I think it was roughly, I would say about 4 months into it, we're gaining about like 20-ish to 30-ish viewers. But I was gaining more, right? And I didn't know this at the time, but that caused like a conflict in our relationship because like he saw it as like a competitive thing,
Oh, okay,
you know.
okay.
And yeah, as that continued to, as our numbers got further apart, so did our relationship, right? There's like tension and stuff like that. So when I got partner, one of the reasons I wanted to quit is because I actually lost friends by wanting to stream every single day, and those people didn't want to hang out with me anymore because I was pulling in more people. I know
Oh, that's
it's
shitty.
strange. Yeah, it's strange, but it was a really shitty time, because like I thought I was streaming to make friends, So that was another thing, but that was all on me though. That was 100% all on me. It's because I was too focused on streaming. I should have maybe taken a couple of days off, hanging out with these people. Tell them that we're not just streaming together to get numbers or anything. We're streaming together because we're friends. But that friendship died off. He stopped streaming. I haven't seen him since. So that's like one of my regrets of when I was streaming. Is I was too focused. I was too focused on streaming. I was too focused on the community. So the people I was streaming with who weren't necessarily in my community, that we kind of like drifted apart.
Gotcha.
So if I were to go back to the original conversation, the things I would tell myself back then is never look at numbers, take days off. Take days off because you think you can handle it. Because at the time I was like, oh yeah, every day, no worries. I've already done it for 100 days in a row. I can go for another 200, whatever.
Yeah, about that.
But that's, you won't know until it's too late that it's had an effect.
Yeah, I mean, the day
So,
World released, I did a 24-hour stream. And then
I can't do 24-hour streams.
and then when World's first anniversary came up, I did another 24-hour stream, thinking like, oh yeah, this is great. Yeah, woo, anniversary, let's do this. I hit like hour 20, and I'm literally hunting like this.
Yeah, I feel that. I did a 24-hour stream once. I made it to 21 hours, and then I'm just like, I'm dying. Everything's going dark.
Uh,
So I can't do 24-hour streams. I remember a guy called Cressbear in the Monster Hunter World community back a while ago who used to do like 48-hour streams and stuff like that. That was like insane. I don't know how people do it.
I
It's
mean, it's
it's
definitely not
ridiculous.
healthy,
Oh yeah, no,
but
it can't be healthy for you or your mentality.
now
Like,
24-hour streams actually, from a scientific standpoint, aren't terrible. I used to do 24-hour streams when I needed, like, if my work schedule changed and I needed to reset my sleep cycle, I'd be like, hey guys, spontaneous 24-hour stream. Gonna change my game every
how do
6
you
hours.
how do you stay like cheerful for 24 hours? How do you stay approachable for 24 hours?
Both content breaks and mental breaks. I would at the time I was still just kind of like in a I have a potato computer state, so I did three things. I would do art streams because I'm a graphic designer and I do a lot of physical media as well. Um, I actually have a painting that's a replica of this print right here that I
Mm-hmm.
just recently sold it actually, unfortunately. But I painted a replica of this piece live on Twitch with a very shitty webcam and like zero lighting with my colorblind ass. Um, but that was a part of a 24-hour stream. I painted that for 6 hours. I said, look, I don't, no matter how bad it looks, I'm going to finish this piece in 6 hours. After 6 hours, I put that down and I picked up a Gundam model kit and I opened it, pointed the webcam straight down at my desk, and built a Gundam. And then 6 hours later, I said, look, I've been live for 12 hours. We've taken a few stretch breaks. But to be honest with you, I'm going to sit here and basically veg the fuck out and play Near Automata. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. I will chip in when I can. But every 10 minutes, I had my Nightbot saying, like, streamer's been live for such and such hours. They are taking a mental break from the regular content interacting with you guys by zoning out into this video game. We appreciate you being here. Did that for like 2 hours, and then I started kind of waking back up. And we went to Hearthstone and a few other things to close out the stream. It's a matter of if you're interested in doing something like that, you kind of have to understand your physical and mental limits. And if you
Mm-hmm.
know you're going to get to a point after a period of time where you're just mentally checked out, you kind of have to plan for that and figure out a way to either feign like you're still mentally here
Mm-hmm.
or give your viewers enough content that it doesn't actually matter that you're not there, like mentally, that you're still giving them the content. Hi, Ari.
Yeah, she just like popped her head around the corner and she's like, "What are you doing?"
Oh,
Just- so what's your goal of streaming? What do you want to achieve with it?
um, so for lack of a better term, I'm kind of already doing it. It's just a matter
Mm-hmm.
of finding out how far I can take it, how far I can
So
push myself. Really, um, the goal really is to bring people together. That's one of the like when I decided I was a Monster Hunter streamer. I
mm-hmm.
really feel like I kind of like found my identity again after I kind of lost it, dropping like realizing I'm not really a card game streamer and whatnot. Um, my real goal here is to just kind of have that sense of community that I kind of lost when my local video game store that I hung out in as a kid closed down.
Okay, so would you say it's to like grow a community and maintain it?
Yeah, pretty much. We've got a nice little tight knit crew right now, but my main thing is I don't want things to be clicky like they were for me when I was in high school and middle school, where I was in the little goth emo group that played Magic, and there's like 10 of us, and the 10 of us were like nobody in, nobody out kind of thing.
Okay, so
Um,
you want like a very like a wide group of people from different backgrounds to all come together and just
I
hang out. And,
Yeah, not so much that I want that, it's that
uh-huh.
I enjoy seeing those situations so much, like genuine, like I'm awe-stricken when I bump into people with such different backgrounds and finding a common way to interact with them. that I've just strived to. I won't say I set it out as a goal, but I enjoy seeing it
Mm-hmm.
so much that I'm trying to make, this channel and this community a place where that can happen as much as possible, because it absolutely blows my mind.
So how are you achieving that goal? Or how
So
are you doing it right now?
so as far as how I'm doing it right now is concerned, the biggest thing is, while we are very largely Monster Hunter driven right now, our Monster Hunter content is 3 days a week, between GU and World. If people want to, and then in between we still have the fight nights on Tuesdays for Tekken. But then Wednesday and Thursday is kind of like whatever we want kind of
Mm-hmm.
situation now. And this is actually recently like a 2 week development. Previously, I was just doing more Monster Hunter content, and I said, well, not everybody's gonna sit here and watch us beat up monsters 6 days a week. So I said, how? And on top of that, some of my friends have just moved away from Monster Hunter, so I don't get to co-stream
Mm-hmm.
with them anymore. Like my buddy DJ, him and I
Yeah.
don't really co-stream as often, or really ever, all too much, and we just kind of have games off stream. And I was like, I don't really like that. I don't like that. I really don't get the chance to, enjoy the company of him and develop content with him as much anymore. Just this past Thursday, I co-streamed Borderlands 3 with my buddy Hollow Gaming, and she showed me how to farm weapons in Borderlands, and I had some of her crew over in my channel, some of my crew popped over to hers, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure that even if I'm personally not available for people that understand and enjoy me and want to hang out with me, I don't want the people that come to my channel to feel lost ever. Because unfortunately, my grandfather had passed away about 6.5, 7 months ago now, and I took a week off of streaming,
Mm-hmm.
and I ignored everything. I ignored after I posted in Discord. My mom and I did a little memorial stream where we set off fireworks in an expedition with everybody in the community, which was really nice. There's actually a video on my channel of it. It's kind of gross because we're all snot freaking hot messes, piss drunk. It was good though, and I really appreciate my community for that. And that was kind of a big eye opener for me, that like these people are truly here for not only me but my family. Um, and to the point that if you come to my channel, just like you treat people that come to your channel, I don't give a fuck if you've been here for 5 minutes or 5 years. When we get to that point, you will be treated like family till you give me a reason to treat you otherwise.
That's
And
how it should be, yeah.
and I miss the days of couch gaming. Like you go to your buddy's house and you sit down and you play games. That's why I like people in my Discord when we play together, because it
Mm-hmm.
brings that camaraderie back. Like when you're sitting on the couch and playing Call of Duty and you're punching your boy in the shoulder because he's screen looking, kind of thing. But it really, to kind of double back, some kind of rambling, it's to bring to bring that sense of community and like all encompassing like welcome nature, is to just, when I do something like this isn't to ride somebody's coattails like a few of you. Actually, none of the people that have called me out on that are here right now. Good. But a few people have told me that, oh, you need to stop doing these like podcasts with other big streamers. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, these are my friends. That's why I'm doing this content with them. That's why they agree to do this with me, so we can shoot the shit for an hour. Because we're busy doing other things most of the time. We finally found a moment
Mm-hmm.
to sit down and hang out, and that's what we're doing. Like, oh, you're just trying to name drop so people go to your channel. No, that's actually the entire opposite of what I'm doing. I really want to break down that wall, that check mark on your channel means that you're an entirely different social class than me, and that's, I can tell you guys watching at home, that is total fucking bullshit. This
It
guy
is, yeah.
treats everybody as if they got that fucking check mark or not.
Yeah, as it should be, you know. If like I don't like the whole, exclusive type deal. If someone comes to my channel, and says hi, it might as well be my best friend, you know? Like
Right.
it's they make the effort just like everyone else, you know. It shouldn't be treated differently if they're like, a streamer with like 2 viewers or like a streamer with like 2,000 viewers. It doesn't matter, you know. It's about the
Eh,
effort they put in. It's not
right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, Mother Coconuts and Skoya Skull had this conversation with me on our podcast talking about Festa. It was just one of those like everybody at Festa. Like we were shooting that we had brunch with Commander Shepard, and it was just like I'm sitting here fangirling because I'm like, oh my god, he's like a super awesome speedrunner, and he's just like a regular dude, and that's.
Mm-hmm.
I just want people to see that whole partner affiliate divide is the minority on Twitch, because I know a lot of partnered streamers, and it's not because I try to schmooze elbows with them to get viewers off of them or anything like that. We only grow as people. Fuck Twitch, fuck YouTube, fuck Instagram, fuck Twitter. We only grow as people when we stop trying to work against each other and start working with each other.
Yeah, I agree with that. I 100% agree with that. Plus, the check mark is like it's a bittersweet type thing. You know, when you're partnered and you go talk in someone's chat, you know, are they only responding to you because you have the check mark? Like, are they only like super friendly? You can very much tell. Like, I'll pop into like a streamer. I really like watching random streams. My favorite streams are probably between like the like 10 viewer and 20 viewer mark, because I feel like that is a sweet spot for friendship. That's weird to say, but like, you know, you get so much attention in those streams, because I lurk in a lot of streams, but I'll only talk in the ones that have like 10 to 20, because I feel like it's much easier to create a connection. You know, it's not distracted by a rolling chat or anything like that.
Right,
Like
something like Maximilian streams where you got like 40,000 people going.
Perfect example, yeah. Yeah, so I'll say hi to Max, and he'll be like, hi, instant. But that's it, right? But if I say hi to one of my friends, Pigeon, right? He'll ask me how I've been, you know, what I've been up to, and then we'll have a conversation. But it won't be because I'm partnered, it's because we're friends, you know?
I really wish they
So
gave partners the ability to hide their check mark when they're in another channel.
you can hide it globally.
Oh, okay.
And you can swap it. So I usually for lower streams, I usually swap it to my TwitchCon one. You know,
Oh, okay,
the
okay.
19
Yeah.
little mark.
I didn't know you could actually swap that. I thought that was just a permanent icon on your name.
No, yeah, you can swap it. But when you get to the point where you have to like hide one of your best accomplishments on the platform just so people will treat you normally, is a bit, you know, it sucks. So
I definitely don't disagree with you.
What was that?
So all of these, well, everything on this side of the room, these are all disc plates, so they're all up on magnets, but I actually have them on a little metal bracket, and it's just an adhesive double-sided tape. And for some reason, no matter what tape I use, no matter what magnets I use on this side, this one always falls. And I've checked it, it's completely level. So it's not because it's all cattywampus and the actual metal print is just sliding off the wall. It's cursed. It's cursed. There's been time that literally has fallen and smacked me in the face so many times now since I've moved into this room. It's ridiculous. I'm just gonna get like one of those super strong magnets and just thunk right on the wall, and it just, if it falls, then I'm buying a new house because this place is cursed.
Oh, one of the best things about streaming that's come into my life is, I'm not sure you know, but my fiance I met on Monster Hunter World.
I did not know
through
that.
Streaming. Yeah, you want to hear the story about it?
Yes.
So this was about like over a year ago. But I raided this streamer that one of my people, because sometimes I'll ask, hey, do you guys want to raid someone? You know, and someone will give like suggestions. Yeah, it's like typical thing. And yeah, one of the guys, his name is Nerby Nerbs. I know, weird name. Anyway, so he's just like, you should raid this streamer. It's an Australian Monster Hunter World streamer. And I'm like, wait, what? They exist?
They exist.
We have more Monster Hunter Australian streamers. So yeah, I raided this streamer, and it went horribly. It was like the most toxic chat in the world, right? I basically got in there. This was like when I was freshly partnered too. I basically just got in there and I said hi, and I just got so much hate from the mod team, from this white knighty behavior, because there was a female streamer, right? It was a female streamer. She was averaging like 14 views or whatever, and her mods were having like such a huge white knighty moment. And they were just like, "Why are you raiding?" You know, stuff like that. They would like, you know, swear at me, stuff like that. And I'm just like, this is just suggested by one of my viewers who enjoys this content. You know, I'm raiding because it's an Australian person. They play Monster Hunter World, and it was suggested. So yeah, after having probably the worst raid I've ever had on my channel because of all the bad toxicity, I'm like, yep, never visiting this streamer again. This streamer's like, she doesn't care, right? She's just like, she just didn't care. It is what it is. And I feel like it's a streamer's responsibility to take care of any kind of misbehaviors that the mods do, because like the mods
absolutely,
are like
yeah.
kind of like an extension of like you, right? So anything that your mods say,
That mod, if you ask me, being a moderator for somebody's channel, that means more genuinely than a purple check mark, because it means that somebody is trusting you enough to represent them in the community.
And that's exactly what it is, a representation. So if the mod says something, that should be a good representation of what the channel is. So when a mod tells you to go do certain things to yourself, you're just like, oh, okay, this is one of them channels. Okay. So I never visited ever again. That's a lie. But I got messaged on Discord afterwards with an apology, and I'm just like, oh, that's nice, you know, whatever. I don't really care too much about apologies because I don't really take apologies unless they're real. And I have this big thing that if you're sorry, actions speak louder than words. You should, you know, really put in the effort to make an apology, not just I'm sorry. But that's just a personal thing, right? Anyway, so I visited the stream once again, but I didn't talk this time because of the modding community. I noticed the mods did this to like everyone, right? And I was like, oh, okay, that's like a serious problem. You know, if you're not going to be able to grow, right? So I messaged a streamer. The streamer had some words to say about it, stuff like that. But in the end, it was like, yeah, they're probably not good mods. You know, she only modded them because they asked for it, right? One of the big things as a small streamer, if someone asks a mod, probably shouldn't give them to them,
right.
Stuff like that. But yeah, they were just mods because they were like friends and stuff like that. But they were basically toxic. So yeah, we just ended up talking on Discord a lot more. And then I found out she only lives like just down the road, right? About like 20 minutes down the road in Australia. And I was just like, oh, yeah, that's cool. That's pretty cool. Yeah, whatever. Anywho, on a whim one day after we've been streaming, I think we did a co-stream once because she removed the mods and stuff like that. So I was more open to, you know, showing my community this streamer again, because usually when chat is toxic, you don't want your community to be forced to interact with a toxic community. So yeah, after that was like cleansed, I should say. Yeah, I started hanging out with her more. We did a co-stream once, started talking, and then yeah, a new movie came out, and I was just like, hey, do you want to go to the movies? I was just like, let's go to the movies, right? I think it'll be a good idea. Yeah, and we started to become friends in real life, which was which was awesome, you know. I've never made a Twitch friend that like interacted to be like a friend in real life in person. So yeah, we just ended up going watching movies and eating new foods. Like I had this whole thing, I was trying all these new foods because I was very closed in. I never tried many Asian cuisines before, and I found out I love dumplings.
Dumplings are life.
So like all these things that I've never tried before, I just fell in love with. What some of my favorite things are Korean fried chicken, and bao. So those are my two favorite foods that I found out. But yeah, then we just grew closer and stuff like that, and we eventually started dating and whatnot. And yeah, now she's my fiance, and we live together, but we still maintain streaming. She streams and I stream, and sometimes we stream the same content, you know. So it's like, it's very interesting that I went from not telling anyone I stream because no one in my life approved of it, to having someone that I live with that does exactly the same thing that I can talk about with it all the time. You know, I think having someone to talk about your streaming problems helps you get over a lot of the hurdles. because I never had anyone to talk to about, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that?
Right.
So
Now,
yeah, it's I think having support is good.
oh, absolutely. Now, would you say that you're is there anything currently on your plate that you're kind of working on overcoming in streaming right now? Are you currently running into any personal roadblocks that you don't
Yeah.
mind divulging?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. At the moment, I'm trying to expand streaming content into a discoverable platform like YouTube.
Yeah, I
Right?
was actually
So
this is a segue into your YouTube, so go on. Yeah, you picked up on it right away.
yeah, one of the things I'm struggling with is how to start a YouTube audience, right? Because it's a bit different to Twitch. With Twitch, you just it's kind of like word of mouth type sharing,
Yeah.
With YouTube, it's a very discoverable platform. So I'm learning and doing a lot of research about how to title things, thumbnail stuff,
I hate thumbnails so much.
but like stuff that will get people to watch your content to find out it's good and then share it. But that's an ongoing battle. I've only uploaded quite a few videos. I think my most successful video is like a tutorial, like how to install Monster Hunter World mods. I think that has like 10 or so thousand views on it. And I was just like, that's pretty good,
Right.
But then, the actual content I want to display, which is just like clip collages and stuff, it's hard. It's hard to get views on stuff like that because
They're a dime a dozen.
value. Yeah, exactly. Everyone has it. So I want to try and integrate my Twitch and YouTube a bit more to let them grow each other, but I need to learn how to do that. So that's kind of like one of my hurdles right now is YouTube content, but I'll get better at it. It's one of those things that it's an ongoing.
You see that, chat? An affiliate and a partner having the same goddamn problem. Because as you know, I just recently started getting serious into video editing and uploading content. And would you look at that? You and me are delving into the same stuff.
Exactly. We're like starting at the same point, and it's just it's just about learning. I have to learn how to do it and what the majority and target audience wants, and then try and provide that content on that platform. But I just don't know what it is yet. But it's it's learning. I'll eventually get it. I'm sure we all will. It's just I won't quit. I'm not a quitter. So
Amen to that.
I'll figure it out.
Now, if somebody were to walk up to you and say you are never allowed to touch Monster Hunter or create Monster Hunter content ever again, and your next stream had to be something completely different.
It had to be?
Absolutely had to be. What would you say in that moment of sheer panic would you do? And don't say a cooking stream because you already do those.
Yeah, I do cooking streams on the week.
Which are hella good time. If you ever see Instant with a title that he's doing a cooking stream, please fucking go watch. I don't give a shit if you're watching my channel. Go over and watch his.
Yeah, it's I'm not a good cook, but I try to be, So it's entertaining.
Absolutely,
and no
absolutely
injuries
is.
have happened yet.
The amount of times I've almost had to run to the loo because I was about to piss myself in laughter during your cooking streams are frequent.
But can it still be a game? Because I have a backlog of games.
Yeah,
it'd probably still be gaming related.
Yeah, but, you just cannot touch Monster Hunter ever again, and like you're about to click live and you get this news. What's the first game you fire up and start streaming?
There's two. Either because I'm still in progress on Nier Automata. I'm doing a one-shot mode all the way through. So it's either that because God,
you really are a masochist.
Yeah, but it's really fun.
First you do naked bow runs, now this.
It's really fun. There's no, you know the secret about naked bow runs? I get one shot either way, so it doesn't matter, right? People think it's just that's next level, No, there's no difference whatsoever. It's you still get one shot. But yeah, either Nier Automata or Breath of the Wild because I want to play the DLC content for Breath of the Wild.
Okay, cool.
It's one of the things that started my Twitch channel off is Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
So nostalgia,
So
whether it be good or not, I don't know. But,
yeah, you never know. I think that's one of the nice things about content creation is you can pivot very easily. You might lose your entire audience and start from scratch, but you're not.
Yeah.
Like you're not out. Like you're still in the game. But Are there any games that you're looking forward to outside of Monster Hunter right now?
Yeah, there's a few. Basically, I'd probably say one of my biggest ones is Horizon Zero Dawn coming to PC.
Yes.
Uh, I'm really looking forward to that because I played it. It's one of the only other games I have on PS4 Pro, and I played it, but I hate using a controller to aim. It's because
It's
you know,
miserable.
I'm not good. I'm not good at using a console controller, right? So aiming is a lot harder than a mouse.
What's this
Because a
stick thing?
mouse, oh, yeah, exactly. It's like, why is it no? Stop, go back. You know, it's just like, but with the mouse, I look at where I want to go, and my hand
And
is
just boop.
automatically,
Yeah.
you know, it's like, yeah, that muscle is already toned in. It's
See, I
dialed.
grew up playing COD on console, so for me it's a little different, but
Mm.
I
Yeah,
definitely
but for
prefer
me, I'm just like,
PC mouse and keyboard if I can.
but playing bow on console has helped me a lot with aiming. It's just not as crisp
Right.
than a mouse. But yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn, super looking forward to that. I'm going to be playing it on stream. What's it called? Senua's Sacrifice,
Mhm.
the next installment of that. I'm going to be playing that as well
Nice, nice,
because
nice. I've had that game
the
since it came
sound.
out, haven't touched it. Because I
Oh,
want to
if you
play
have
Horizon first.
if you have like surround sound, oh, it's so good. It's so good.
Now,
Um,
we're kind of running up on time. So, to kind of wrap things up a little bit here, um, what would you say to anybody that is considering getting into the Monster Hunter content creation community right now? What would your words of wisdom be to them right now?
if they wanted to get into
Either streaming it, making
streaming,
YouTube, any aspect of it.
oh, I can't speak on the YouTube because I'm hopeless at it at the moment.
Okay, well,
But
speak to what you
Twitch,
know then.
Twitch streaming, I think one of the most important things to know if you get into streaming is why you're doing it. You know, because if you're running it as a business, you're going to want to focus on different things that if you were just trying to build a community, they're two different things, and you need to manage expectations of people. If you're trying to build a community, you might be okay. You're inviting people to come play with you on mic and stuff. But if you're running it as like a business for 100% growth and you want to try and appeal to a target audience the most and grow as fast as possible, then you need to let people know that certain things are not okay, like coming into Discord midstream or like, you know, so you need to figure out why you're doing it and where you want it to go. Because treating a stream like a business, you'll be appealing to a massive audience, but as a community, you'll be focusing on certain people and trying to build strong friendships, you know? So, yeah, it's just depending on what you want to do.
Right,
That's
right.
all.
And there's so to kind of double back to that question that you had asked me of what I intend to do,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely feel like there is an overlap that can occur in that kind of environment. Not so much like a streaming house where you have a bunch of content creators trying to live together and you're almost like a reality show. But in that same vein, I feel like there is a relationship that you can build with your viewers of, oh hey, so and so comes into Discord with Pip all the time and this is how they interact, but if they're not there, this is how Pip is. And I think for me, I'm a fairly consistent person in terms of
Mm-hmm.
personality because I just don't give a fuck anymore. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't like how I am, there's the leave server button. Bye. Kind of thing.
The don't give a fuck personality is probably the most common personality of massive streamers,
Yeah.
because every streamer I think will eventually get to a point where they will stop trying so hard and they will be themselves.
Yeah.
And I feel like being yourself, if you have a good personality, is going to attract so many people to your stream and it's going to make so many friendships.
I feel like
So
that's kind of one of the reasons why you and I get along so well is we were just out up front with each other from like day one. And then I finally
yeah,
had the
there's no
balls to
point.
ask you like a week ago, like, yo, come on a podcast with me. The fuck? Like, what, let's hang out.
Exactly. There's no point bullshitting. I've given up trying to, I don't know, persuade or like just bullshit anything these days. If someone comes into my stream and asks me a question, I'll tell them the truth. I don't care, you know, too much, because if I lie, then you have to maintain that lie, and that's just too much fucking effort.
Yeah, that's exhausting.
I'm just gonna, you know, yeah. People get what they're gonna get. If they don't like the truth and they don't like me, then well, it's just not meant to be, you know. They're just gonna find someone else to watch. It's not a big deal.
Right,
So
right.
yeah, I admire people who just want to be straightforward with me, because I just like to cut out the bullshit. I
Amen
don't
to
like
that.
to, yeah, I don't like to get rid of the cloud before finding the thunderbolt. I just want to get struck by thunder straight away. So
It's like,
you know,
look, if the Kieran's gonna gore me in the face and then shock me to death, don't sugarcoat it. All right, just put it in front of me. Let him do its thing. I'll put on my Rocksteady mantle and we'll just take it.
don't let me stand there waiting to slap my cheeks to get unstunned. You know, just kill me straight up so I can go back to town, rather than waiting 5 seconds before it happens.
Yeah. So
we're kind of getting off the topic.
you know, I mean that's fine. I feel like that's kind of what we do, and there ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, I don't really think we're getting off topic necessarily. I mean, was there really I don't really feel like there was a topic to begin with. We were just I have a list of questions that if the conversation needed to shift direction, I could throw them in there real quick. But hey, we're shooting the shit. We're two guys shooting the shit on Twitch. But I am gonna go ahead and we are gonna wrap it up as far as the stream is concerned. Instant, I will open the floor to you to shill and plug all of your shit. For those of you that are watching this on YouTube, the links to all of Instant's social media will be down below, as well as links to my channel. But please, by all means, go give Instant a follow. It's just Instant, and please check him out on Twitter as well. So I mean, this guy is very active on Twitter as well, letting you know what's going on his channel. And please, please, please go watch his YouTube content. I know he said it's mostly Twitch clips, but as far as Twitch clips are concerned, we're talking like here versus just, oh, hey, here's my 11,000th trick shot video because I'm a COD streamer.
Oh, yeah. It's more comedy driven. It's highly edited, comedy driven little clip montages from single streams.
Yeah.
So it's like 5 to 7 minutes of just funny shit.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what, it's not just like exported straight to Twitch. It's like edited stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm trying to grow that audience. I'd appreciate it if you guys check it out.
Yeah, definitely go give him a subscribe and check out his content. That's pretty much all I have to say here. Instant, is there anything you'd like to say to the audience before we sign off?
Not really. You know, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But I've had a lot of fun. I've had a lot of fun talking with you today, and I feel like I've learnt some things, and that's very good. But yeah, if anyone has a question, just pop it down in the comment section, and I'm sure me and Pip will answer it.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And in case you haven't been aware from previous episodes of Let's Chat, Instant, anybody that has been on the show before is always more than welcome to come back. So if there's ever a big Monster Hunter update, or if you ever have a topic you want to sit down and discuss with me, my DMs are always open. You have all the privilege in the world to come reach out to me, and I have no problem sitting down with you again and having a chat.
Perfect. Sounds good.
Alrighty then. Instant, if you could stay in Discord for 2 seconds, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream and the recording. Guys on Twitch, thank you so much for watching this evening. I hope to see you on Discord later for community night. Love you guys to death. Bye.